Imagine you are working in a company and one day your manager asks you, compare this year's sales with last year's sale. Show me the cumulative sales month by month. Show me the previous month sale or the previous year's sale. Now, if you are a beginner, you might be wondering, how can I answer all these business questions in Power BI? Well, the answer is time intelligence DAX function. And that is exactly what we are going to learn in this video. We will understand the most important time intelligent DAX function, including MTD, QTD, YTD, previous month, previous quarter, previous year, same period last year, dates in period, and dates between, all with the simple explanation and practical example. But before we begin, there is one important thing. In the previous video, we created a custom calendar table in Power Query. If you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend watching it first because it is the foundation for all the time intelligence calculation. You will find the link in the description below. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So friends, first we will see the definition of time intelligence in Power BI. Time intelligence is a set of DAX function that help you analyze your business data based on date. So based on date, if you want to analyze your data, it is possible with the help of time intelligence. So basically it is a set of DAX function. The example are like MTD, QTD, YTD, previous year, previous month. If you want to find like previous month sales, it is possible with the help of time intelligence function, which we gonna see in this video. Now let me show you guys. In this video we gonna cover all the topics step by step. So first we will see MTD, next QTD, which is quarter to date, month to date, next YTD, year to date, previous month, previous quarter, previous year, same period last year, dates in period, and dates between. These all functions are very important. So whenever if you are going for an interview, the interviewer may ask you the time intelligence. Any DAX function he or she may ask. So make sure you need to watch this video till the end, because in this video I will show you each and everything step by step. And let me tell you guys, in the last video I have already shown you how to create a custom calendar table in Power BI using Power Query. If you haven't watched the video yet, the link is given in the description below. If you guys are excited to see practically how this time intelligent DAX function work in Power BI, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any upcoming updates. So first we will see how to create a total sales measure in Power BI. Now let me open the Power BI file. Right. So friends, this is the Power BI file I have created in the last video. If you haven't watched the video yet, make sure you watch the video till the end, because when you watch that video only, you will be able to use all the time intelligent DAX function in Power BI. Now let me show you the data which I have taken in this Power BI file. So this is the custom calendar table which I have created, and this is the sales data which I have. Now inside the custom calendar table, I have created this custom date column. So basically these are the record of day name, month name, quarter, week of year, and year name. Next I have taken the sales data, where you can see different records are available. Now we need to find the total sales measure. Now before finding the total sales measure, let me show you the relationship between both the table. This is very important guys. I will go to the model view. Right. Now here you can see I have taken two different table, sales table and the custom calendar table. Now this is one to many relationship. I hope it is visible. It is a one to many relationship, and you can see the common column between both the table. In the last video, I have already shown how to build the relationship between sales table and the customer table. Make sure you watch that video till the end. And let me tell you guys, if you want to become an expert in data modeling, like how to create the relationship between the table, what is active versus inactive relationship, what are the different kind of cardinality, if you want to learn those all concepts, I have already created one complete masterclass video on data modeling. The link is given in the description below. Make sure you watch that video till the end. Okay. Now let me show you the table which I have taken. So this is the sales table, right? The sales table contain transaction ID column, product column, quantity, unit price, date, customer name, state, country, sales channel, payment type, and last one is sales column. Now let me zoom out, guys. I think most of you know already how to create a total sales measure. If you know, let me know in the comment section. If you don't know, don't worry. I am here to guide you step by step. So first, what you need to do is simply right click on the sales table. Let me zoom in, guys. Right click on it, and this is the measure option available, new measure. Simply you need to click on new measure. Now you can see the measure, which is a formula bar, will appear. If you want to zoom in, it is very simple. Press Ctrl button and take help of mouse cursor in order to zoom in. Okay. Now first let me show you guys how to create a total sales measure. Here I will give the measure name as total underscore sales. So here I will be using some function which is very important to create a total sales measure. Right. Now we will take the sales table. Now inside the sales table, this is the sales column. Okay. So simply what I will do, I will take here sales table and open the bracket, or you can simply select from here. Right. Now this is the column name, which is the sales. Now close the bracket and hit enter. And finally here you can see, guys, total sales measure is created. It is very simple. So this is how you can create a total sales measure in Power BI. I hope you guys understood. It will hardly take 1 minute of time. Make sure you practice along with me. So guys, now we will be seeing all the time intelligence DAX function one by one. So first let me show you the first function is MTD. MTD, which means month to date DAX function. So first we will see the definition of it. Calculate total sales from the beginning of the current month to the selected date. If you want to see it practically, let me show you guys, then you will understand this. So first what I will do, I will open the Power BI file. Right. So here I will take the table. I will insert one new table. Look here, guys. Let's click on table. Right. Now the table is created. So this is the table visual we got. Now in the column, what I will do, so first you need to select the table. Now inside the column, what I will do, I will simply drag the custom date. Let me zoom in, guys. So first I will drag the custom date in the column. Simply drag and drop. And finally here we can see the date hierarchy, where we can see year, quarter, month and day. In the table also you can easily see that year column, quarter column, month column and day column. Now I will drag the total sales measure inside the column. Simply you need to drag and drop in this way. So once you drag and drop, now you will get the total sales for each day, quarter, month and year. Let me zoom in, guys. Right. Here you can see the total sales for complete record in this way. Now let's suppose if you want to find the cumulative total for each month, it is possible with the help of MTD. Now let me show you guys practically how to create a MTD measure. It is very simple. Just right click on the sales table, click on new measure. Let me zoom out. Now in the formula bar, here I will be taking MTD. Basically we need to find MTD, right? To find the cumulative monthly total. So here I will be using one DAX function, which is total TOTL, total MTD. Now let me show you guys. From here we will be using this DAX function to find the MTD, total MTD. In the same way we will see total QTD, total YTD, and this is the weekly total dates. Now what I will do, I will take here total MTD. Click on tab. Now first you need to give the expression, next date and next filter. Our expression will be total sales measure. Here I will take total sales measure, comma. Now you need to give the date. What is the date? The date is custom date column. So here I will be taking custom, which is the custom calendar table. This is the custom date column. Right. Now I will close the bracket. Okay guys, let's click enter. And finally a measure is created, which is MTD. Let me zoom in. Right. So this is the MTD measure is created. Now select the table visual. Now simply you need to drag the MTD measure inside the column. So once you drag and drop, the MTD measure is added in this table. Now first what I will do, I will off the title, go to format pane, and from here you can off the title, guys. It is very simple, right? Now let me off my camera. Now just to focus on the screen whatever I am teaching, these all are important points. Now let me show you with the help of highlighter so that you can understand easily. So first what I am doing, I am separating September month and this is the October month. Now focus on the screen whatever I am teaching, just to make a note of it, because this is very important, guys. Once you understood the logic of MTD, then YTD and QTD will be easy. So here we have the year column, quarter column, which is the quarter 3. Next we have the month column, September month, and days are starting from 24 to last day of September is 30. Next we have the total sales for each day. So for each day we can see the total sales, and it is 0 because there is no sale on this particular day. Next we have the MTD. MTD means month to date. So basically with the help of month to date we can find the cumulative total. Like cumulative total nothing but we can find the month wise total amount. For each month we will be finding the total amount. So basically we will be adding the amount for each day. If you want, let me show you practically, guys. So this is the September 24th, right? Total sales amount. The MTD for September 24th is same, which is okay. Now for the next day, it is 1,85,000. So what actually MTD will do? It will do the cumulative total. It will add the values in this way. It will add the value and it will give the final output as 4,09,264. In the same way, it will go on repeat. It will add the next day value and it will give the final output. So basically it will be updated. It will be giving the cumulative total, and at the last we can see the cumulative total for the September month is 9,36,621. So this is the use of using the MTD. I hope you guys are understanding. So with the help of MTD we can find the cumulative total for each month. We can find the month wise total. After finding the cumulative total for the September month, it will be refreshed 1st October date. It will start again. So it will give the value as 1st October, which is the 1,22,000. It will start from here and it will again go and add. I hope you guys understood what is the use of MTD measure. This is very simple, guys. Just you need to understand the logic. If you are a beginner also, don't worry. This video is completely for you. All the practice files are given in the description below. Make sure to download and practice along with me. And if you guys found this video helpful, do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are facing any query, let me know in the comment section. So guys, with this we have done with the MTD. In the same way, if you want to find quarter wise total or year wise total, it is very easy with the help of QTD and MTD. Let me show you, guys. So now we will see the QTD, which is quarter to date, and next we will see the YTD, which is year to date. Now let's see practically, guys, QTD and YTD. I will be creating new measure. Click on new measure. The measure name I will be give as QTD, which is quarter to date. QTD, sorry guys, QTD, right? So here we will be using the DAX function, which is total QTD. This is the function, guys, total QTD DAX function. Click on this. Now you need to give the expression. The expression is total sales measure. Just to select the total sales measure. Now comma. Now you need to select the date column. The date column is available in the custom calendar table. So this is the custom date column. Simply you need to close the bracket. And once you hit enter, finally you can see, let me show you with the help of highlighter. The QTD measure is created. I will remove the MTD from this. Remove MTD. And just you need to drag QTD. You need to drag QTD in this way. Now you will get the QTD column in this complete table. As I have already shown you, these are the same record. Only the QTD changes. Now we need to find quarter wise total, right? So what I will do, I will simply remove the day from this. So from the column, I will be removing day. Simply you can cancel from here. Right, now the day record is removed from this table. Now just to focus on the screen, guys, let me zoom in. So this is the quarter 3. So quarter 3 is September month and the quarter 4 is October, November, December. In the same way you can see quarter 1, quarter 2 and this is the quarter 3, right? Here we can see the year also. So what actually QTD means? Quarter to date. As I already shown you, MTD means month to date. What it will do, it will find the cumulative total, which means month wise total it will generate. In the same way, quarter to date will do quarter wise total. So basically it will add the quarter wise total. Like here we can see the quarter 4, October, November, December. The October total sales is this value. It will give the QTD as same only. For the next month, November, it will do the addition. So basically it is doing the cumulative total. And finally, after adding all the 3 months, which is October, November and December total sales, it will give the QTD as the final output in this way. In the same way, for the January, or let me show you with the help of quarter 2. This is the April, May and June month, right? Here we can see the April month. Okay, this is May month, right? So here we can see the sum of these 2 months is 78,78,810. In the same way, the sum of these 3 months is April, May and June. It will give the final output, which is the quarter 2 sale as 1,25,99,003. So friends, if you want to analyze your data according to quarter wise total sales amount, it is possible with the help of QTD measure. I hope you guys understood. In the same way, if you want to find year wise total, guys, you can take help of YTD measure. Let me show you how you can create the YTD measure. Click on new measure, right? Change the measure name. I will write here YTD. Okay, this is the measure name I am taking, and here I will be using the total YTD measure. So this is the DAX function. Give the expression. The expression is total sales measure, right? Comma. Now give the date. The date is custom date, as I already shown you. Custom date column. Okay, close the bracket and click enter. And finally, the YTD measure is created, guys. Let me zoom in. So now let's see how we can find the year wise cumulative total. It is very simple. So first I will remove the QTD from this column. Let's remove the QTD. Okay. Just to drag the YTD inside the column. And now you will get the YTD, right? New column will be inserted. So first you need to remove the month from this column. You need to remove the month from this date. Remove the month. And now let me show you guys. You will get the year, quarter, total sales and YTD column. Now if you want to understand in detail, let me show you with the help of highlighter. Let me zoom in. So basically we are finding the YTD, which means year to date. In the data we have 2023 year and 2024 year. Okay. Now it will find the cumulative total. Like it will calculate the quarter 1 is this one. Okay. And next for quarter 4. So basically it will add this two value. And the final output for the 2023 year is this value. Okay. Which is the total sales amount for 2023 year. So basically it is doing the cumulative total year wise. Now just to focus on the 2024 year, these are the quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we can see it will give the YTD for quarter 1. For YTD of quarter 2, it will give the addition of this quarter 1 and quarter 2 amount. In the same way, it will repeat for the quarter 3 also. So basically it is doing the addition. And finally for quarter 4, the value is 0. So right now we will get the total sales amount for 2024 year. So guys, with the help of YTD, we can do the year wise total. We can see 2023 total is this one. Now it will be refreshed for 2024. And for 2024, it will start again with the quarter 1. And it will go to the last quarter, which is quarter 4. So basically it will give the cumulative total for each year. This is how the YTD work. Now let's understand with the help of graphical representation. So what I will do, I will simply delete the table.
Friends, we'll continue with this video, but before moving ahead, let me tell you, today is AI driven world. And if you are not using AI for your work, then you will stay behind. And if you're still doing manual work in Excel, then let me tell you, we have designed India's first AI powered Excel automation tool that will help you to automate your work in Excel. Let me show you one example. If you are having raw data like this and if you want to build an interactive dashboard like this in Excel, it is possible with our Power Dashboard of Excel Booster. Look at here. In this dashboard, you can click anywhere, any visual, and you can see the interactivity. It is like a Power BI dashboard. It is like a Tableau dashboard. Interesting, right, guys? So you can build it in Excel Booster. Not only that, guys, if you are having raw data like this, you can clean this raw data with few clicks using our smart data cleaner. Also, you can use smart data export to generate report. You can use email automations. There are multiple email lists in your Excel and you wanted to customize the email for according each and every client. You can literally do in Excel by just one click. This is possible with the Excel Booster, and there are so many automations. So if you are really interested, go and check it out, Excel Booster tool, by visiting excelbooster.com website. The link is given already in the description. Now we'll move on next topic.
Now I will insert one stack column chart. Look here guys. This is the stack column chart. Click on the chart, you will get the visual. Now here we can see x-axis, y-axis, legend, small multiple and tooltip. Now in the x-axis, I will simply drag the custom date column. This is the custom date. Just to drag and drop. Now finally we will get the date hierarchy, which is year, quarter, month and day. So first let me show you with the help of total sales measure. Let's suppose if you drag the total sales measure in the y-axis, you will get this chart. This is the column chart. If you want to go to the next hierarchy, you can simply go with this option available. Expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So let me show to you guys. Right. Now you will get quarter wise. Here we can see 2023 and this is 2024. In the same way, if you want to go to next hierarchy, you can go in this way, right? Now look here guys, finally we can see complete day wise. Let me zoom in and show to you. This is the September month, and these are the sales for each day, 24, 25. Here we can see the sales for each day. But with the help of MTD, we can find the cumulative total. If you want to see the month-wise total sales for each month, it is possible with the help of MTD. Now let me show you guys. Simply you need to remove the total sales from this. Or what I will do, I will just drag the MTD measure. This is the MTD measure, right? Drag inside the y-axis. Once you drag and drop, now finally the new chart will be created. Now with the help of this chart, we can clearly understand that the September month is increasing in this way. If you want to show only the MTD, let me remove the total sales. Right, now it is perfect guys. Let me zoom in and show to you so that you can understand clearly. Let me scroll down and we will see the September month. Right. So this is the use of taking MTD. With the help of MTD, we can understand whether the total sales is increasing or decreasing in any particular month. In the same way, we can see for the October month also it is increasing. So basically it is a cumulative total where we can easily understand the data, how the data is going. So with the help of this graphical representation, we can understand easily month-wise total sales, which is a cumulative total. And wherever there is like low sale or high sale, so with the help of this visual, we can understand easily. Now what we gonna do is, I will remove the MTD from here and I will simply drag the QTD, which is quarter to date. Just you need to drag and drop. Now finally you will see the quarter to date. Now what I will do, I will remove the day from this data. Remove the day. So basically this is the date hierarchy, remove the day. Now with the help of this graphical representation, we can easily conclude that this is the quarter 4, which is October, November, December. This is the quarter 1. So look here guys, these are the cumulative total. As you can observe clearly, the data is increasing in this way. October, November, December. Next January, February, March. This is how the quarter to date work. I hope you guys understood. In the same way, if you want to go to drill up, like in this way, if I click on drill up, here you will see for each quarter you will see the total amount. Okay. So with the help of this, we can understand the quarter wise total sales. Either it is increasing or decreasing. I hope you guys understood. If you guys are understanding the logic, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section whether you have completed till here or not. Now what I will do, I will simply remove the QTD from here and I will take the YTD, which is year to date. Now here you will get month wise. I will simply remove the month from this data. Remove the month. Now we will get quarter wise. Now let me show you guys. Let me use the highlighter. Perfect. This is the 2024 year. Okay, 2024. And this is 2023. Here we can see the 2023. The sales is increasing. Quarter 3 and quarter 4. Basically it is doing cumulative total. Next for this also we can see the sales is increasing. But in case of quarter 3 and quarter 4, the sales are same. Why? Because Let me show you with the help of table view. Now this is the sales data I have taken. Now let's see the date available in this. The last day in the sales data is 23rd September 2024. So basically quarter 4 is missing, which is October, November and December month. But with the help of custom calendar, inside the custom calendar, we can see the custom date, right? The ending date of the custom date is 31st December 2024. So by default, what actually the Power BI is doing, it is treating the quarter 4 as the same previous amount. So this is the previous quarter amount. It is treating the same. So guys, we have done with MTD, QTD and YTD. All the practice file will be provided in the description below. Make sure you download them and you can take help of this PPT to understand. Like here, I have already shown you what is the MTD. This is the definition, DAX formula, and here you can see the example also. Done. Now we will be moving with the next Power BI time intelligence DAX function, which are previous month. Let me highlight it. We will see previous month, previous quarter and previous year. Now let me ask you guys, if you want to see the previous month sale or previous quarter sale or previous year sale, it is possible with the help of DAX function, which are PM, PQ and PY. If you want, let me show you practically, then we will understand it. Now first I will delete this visual, right? So what I will do, I will insert the table. Okay, the table is inserted. Now I will drag the custom date inside the column, right? You will get the custom date. Now I will drag the total sales measure in the column. Now finally we can see the table, right? So first let me remove the title from here. Done. It is perfect. So I will simply remove the day from here, right? Now let's suppose I want to compare previous month sale. It is possible guys with the help of PM measure, which is previous month measure. Let me show you. Click on new measure. Now you will get the formula bar, right? Now from here we will give the measure name as, let me take it here, PM. For shortcut I will take here PM as previous month. Now first you need to take help of calculate DAX function. This function is very important guys. So with the help of calculate you can evaluate an expression in a context modified by filter. I think most of you know already what is the use of calculate. No need to explain in detail. Now first you need to give the expression. Next you need to give the filter. Now the expression is total sales measure. So on the total sales measure only we are finding the PM. Select the total sales measure, comma. Now we need to give the filter. Now instead of filter, what we will do, I will simply take here previous month. Look here guys, this is the previous month I will take, right? So basically if you want to find the previous day, previous month, different options are available. I will just to go with the previous month DAX function, right? I have selected it. Now you need to select the dates, return a previous month. I want to return the previous month. So what I will do, I will simply take this custom dates column. So right now here you need to take custom calendar. This is the custom dates. Select it. Now you will get the custom date column is selected. Now simply close the bracket and once again close the bracket. So whenever if you are writing any DAX function, you need to check the bracket whether it is properly closed or not. Let's click enter. So guys, finally the measure is created. I hope you guys are practicing along with me. The measure is PM. Alright. Now let me show you the power of this measure. I will simply select the table. Okay. If you want, let me increase the font size. Just to go with the view tab, expand it, click on customize current theme. Now click on test. Now from here you can increase the font size. I will take here 20 so that we can understand clearly. I hope it is visible. Now what you can do is simply drag the PM, which is previous month measure, in the column. So finally a new column will be inserted, which is the PM column. Now just to focus on only this two column, which is the total sales and previous month column. Let me zoom in and show to you. So first let me use the highlighter, right? Let me zoom in. So first we have the year column, quarter column, month column, total sales and PM. So basically with the help of PM, which is previous month, we can compare the previous month sale. Here we can see September month, right? The sale of September month is this one, but the previous month sale is 0. Why it is 0? because there is no sale before the September month. Okay, so it will give the sale as 0. In the same way, this is the October month. Now if you notice carefully guys, October month sale is this one, and now it will show the previous month sale, which is this one. Let me show you again. I think the diagram is not looking perfect, right? Let me zoom in. So this is the previous month sale, so it will repeat here. I hope you guys are understanding. So basically, whenever if you are working on time intelligence DAX function, like in a company, if you want to understand the data according to trend wise, if you want to find the previous month record in this way, so it is possible with the help of previous month DAX measure. It will give the value in this way. In the same way, you can see for each month, it will give the previous month. I hope you guys are understanding. It will give the previous month for each record. In the same way, for October month, there is no sale, but it will show you the previous month sale. So basically, with the help of this, we can understand whether the sales are either increasing or decreasing based on the previous month. If you want to understand with the help of visual, let me insert one line chart. Click on line. So sorry, not line. I will click on column chart. Okay. First, I will remove the PM from here. Right. I will go to next level hierarchy. I want previous month, right? Okay, perfect. These are the previous month. Now what I will do, look here guys. These are the total sales for each month. I will drag the previous month. Yes, previous month in the y-axis. Just you need to drag and drop. Or let me select different chart. I will select this line chart. I will take the previous month measure in the y-axis. So what I will do, I will take this. Yes. With the help of this column chart, you can easily compare the previous month sale for each month. If you want, let me show to you. The blue color bar represent total sales and the violet color represent previous month sale. You can compare the what we say bars. Here we can see the October month. The October month is sale is this one, and the previous month sale is highlighted with this particular bar. I hope you guys are understanding. So with the help of this, we can compare like October month is having the highest sale as compared with the previous month. In the same way, there might be few months like this is the May month. The May month is having the least sale as compared with the previous month. As you can see the comparison between the bars. With the help of this column chart, we can easily get the business insight. I hope you guys understood. In the same way, you can find the previous quarter and previous year also. It is very simple guys. So first what I will do, I will click on this table. Right, this is the table previous month. I will remove the previous month measure from this column. Done. Now we will be creating a previous quarter measure. Click on new measure. Now I will replace the measure name. Instead of measure, I will give here PQ. Okay guys, PQ is the previous quarter. I think now you guys already know how to find the previous quarter. It is in the same way how we have calculated the previous month. Now you need to give the expression. First you need to take the calculate DAX function. The expression is total sales measure. Just press tab on keyboard. Now comma. Now give the filter. The filter is previous quarter. I will take a previous quarter. Done. Now you need to add the column. The column which we gonna take is custom dates column, which is available in the custom calendar table. Now close the bracket. Perfect. Click enter. So guys, finally the previous quarter measure is created. Okay. Now let's see the previous quarter sale. Click on the table. Now simply you need to drag the previous quarter measure in the column. Okay. Now the new column is inserted, which is previous quarter. Now what you need to do is simply you need to remove the month from here. Look here guys. You need to remove the month. Let me remove the month. Right. So guys, now you can see the table. Now let's understand with the help of this table. Let me zoom in guys. Here we can see the quarter 4 sale, which is this one. Now it will show you the previous quarter sale, which is this value. It came because of the quarter 3 sale is this one. And for quarter 3 before quarter 2 sale is 0, so it will show here empty. It is blank. In the same way for the remaining we can see. And in the quarter 4 2024, the total sale is 0, which is blank. So it will return this value, which is the quarter 3 sale. So let me convert into column chart so that you can understand with the help of graphs. Right. So this is the column chart. I will just go to the next level hierarchy. Okay. So guys, with the help of this column chart, we can easily compare the quarter wise sale. So here we can see the blue color is total sale and the violet color is previous quarter sale. So with the help of this column chart, we can easily compare the values. The quarter 4 is having the highest total sale as compared with quarter 3. Okay, this is the quarter 3. In the same way, you can compare the values for each month, each quarter wise. The quarter 3 is having the least sale as compared with the quarter 2. I hope you guys understood. If you want to return sales for previous quarter, it is possible with the help of previous quarter measure. I hope you guys are understanding, and if you are facing any query, let me know in the comment section. I will be reading all your comments. Okay. In the same way, if you want to compare the previous year also, it is possible. So first I will create one new measure. Click on measure. I will give the measure name as previous year PY. Alright. I think now you guys know how to find previous year measure. It is very simple. Simply take the calculate function, give the expression. The expression is total sales, comma. Now give the filter. Here we will be taking previous year. Right. This is the previous year. Now open the bracket, select the column. Our column is custom dates column. Okay. Now close the bracket, and once you hit enter, the previous year measure will be created. So this is the previous year measure. Now remove the previous quarter from the y-axis. Alright, remove the data from here. Now take the previous year. Just drag and drop in the y-axis. Now look here guys, first I will convert into table so that you can understand easily. Now I will remove the quarter also. From here I will remove the quarter. Simply you can remove from here. Now look here guys, you will get the small table which represent only 2023 and 2024 year. Here we can see the total sales for 2024, and next we can see the previous year sale, which is this one, right? So this is how you can use previous year measure if you want to return sales for the previous year. Now with the help of graphs we can understand. I will select the column chart. Perfect. Now with the help of this column chart we can easily see the comparison between the year, right? So here we can see 2024 year is having the highest sale as compared with 2023. So guys, with this we have done with the previous month, previous quarter and previous year. I will provide this PPT. You can take the reference of this. Here I have given the visual example so that you can understand easily. Alright. Now let's see the next DAX function. The next time intelligence DAX functions are same period last year. Next we will see the date in period and dates between. So first we will see same period last year, which is very powerful DAX function. So basically it will return the sales for the same period in the previous year. So let's see guys how it actually works. So first let me open the Power BI file. Right, I will delete this table. I will create one new measure. Simply right click on this, create a new measure. I will give the measure name as same period. I will take capital letter, same period last year. Okay guys, this is the measure. Now use the calculate DAX function. I will be taking here calculate, open the bracket, give the expression. The expression is total sales. So this is the measure we are taking. Now we need to give the filter. The filter is here we will be using same period last year. Look here guys, this is very important. Same period last year DAX function. Right. So once you click on this, now you need to give the column. The column is custom calendar, right? So we need to return the date. So here I will be using custom calendar, which is the custom date column, right? So let me close the bracket, right? Now once you click enter, the measure is created, which is same period last year. Now basically with the help of this measure, let me show you. I will insert one new table. Done. Now select the custom dates in the column. Now take the total sales in the column. Perfect, you will get the total sales. Remove the title. Okay. If you want to find same period last year value, let me show you practically guys. Let me zoom in. I will simply drag the same period last year measure in the column. Once you drag and drop, you can see you will get one new column which is same period last year. Let me scroll down. Right. Now look here guys, let me zoom in. So first let me use a highlighter so that you can understand. I will take different color. Okay. Now here we can see the September 24, 2024, right? So this is 2024 year, and this is the September 24th sale, which is 2,23,746. Now just to remember this value, now it is 2,23,000, right? Now I will just to scroll down. So first I will go up September 24, right? So look here guys, this is 2023 year, and the same date, this is the 24 September 2023 year. What is the total sales for this particular date? It is 2,23,746, which is same as we have seen for the 2024 year also. So basically with the help of same period last year, we will get the same period last year value. I hope you guys are understanding. So like, if you want, let me remove the day so that you can understand clearly. Let's remove the day from this. Now, this is September month sale, right? And in the same way, you can see for the 2024 year, the September month sale is this value, but with the help of same period last year, it will return the like 1 year before value, which is 9,36,621. In the same way, you can compare the November month also. This is 2024 year and this is 2023 year, right? The November month value is 45 lakhs 15,000. Here you can see the comparison, right? So with the help of same period last year, it will give complete 1 year before value. I hope you guys are understanding. So basically it will show only 1 year before value in this particular column, and for this remaining column it will not show any value. Why? Because there is no record. I hope you guys understood. And in the same way, if you want, you can remove the month also. Now you can see quarter wise. These are the quarter wise. Quarter 3, this is the total sale, and you can see the previous same period last year, which is the quarter 3 value. If you want, you can understand with the help of column chart, right? If you want to go to the next level hierarchy, let me go to next level. Done. So guys, with the help of this column chart, we can easily understand. This is the quarter 3 year, right? Sorry, quarter 3. This is the total sales for quarter 3 2024, and this is the quarter 3 of 2023 year, which is this one. So you will get the value in this way. In the same way, this is quarter 4. You will get the value of quarter 4. But right now, in the case of 2024, quarter 4 total sales value is missing because there is no record. I hope this same period last year concept is clear. If you guys understood, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any upcoming updates. Now we have done with the same period last year. Now let's see what is the use of dates in period DAX function. Let me explain you guys. It will return data for a rolling period based on the selected date and the duration. Like for the example here, we can see the start date is 24 September 2023. Let's suppose if I want to include next 10 days sales. So basically this is the 24 September. If I want to include the next 10 day sale, so what we can do is we can take help of this dates in period. So basically if you want to give the duration, so this is the duration of 10 days. So we can take help of dates in period. But if you want to find the value between two different dates, like suppose I want to find the total sales between two specific date period, start date and the end date, it is possible with the help of dates between DAX function. Now let me show you practically guys. I will open the Power BI file, right? Delete the table. Now simply right click on the sales table, click on new measure, right? I will give the measure name as, let me zoom in guys. Okay. Measure name will be dates in period, dates underscore in underscore period. Now take calculate DAX function. Okay. Give the expression. Expression is total sales measure, right? Now give the filter. Here the filter will be dates in period. Okay guys. This is the DAX function I will be taking dates in period. Let me go to next line, press shift enter, right? Now you need to give the date column. So basically you need to give the column. Here I will be using custom dates column, right? Comma. Now you need to give the start date. From which day you want to find the total sales amount based on the duration number of interval. So here I will be using the 24 September. I will be taking 24 September 2023. Right. Let me zoom out guys. I think it is not visible. Okay. So from starting date, which is 24 September 2023, I want till 10 days, right? So basically I want total 10 days record. Now instead of 10 day, I will be taking here 7 day. Basically I want to find only September month total sale. The remaining days are 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. So 7 days are left in the September month. So here I want to find only the September month record. So starting date is 24th September 2023 and the interval is 7. Now I want according to day. I will simply take here day. Now close the bracket, and once you hit enter, sorry, you need to again close the bracket. Okay, both the bracket is closed. Now click enter. Finally a new measure is created, guys. Dates in period. Okay, now to understand dates in period measure, so first I will insert one table. Okay, table is inserted. Now you need to take the custom dates inside the column, right? Now take the total sales measure inside the column. Perfect. Now first let me remove the title from here, guys. Okay. Now actually we need to find the total sales from this particular time period, right? We need to find total 7-day duration total sales from starting from September 24, 2023. Here we can see 24, 25, 26, 27, 29 and 30. So total we have 6 days only. But here 28 is missing. 28 is missing. So basically we need to find the total sales of this complete 7 days, which is 25, 24 to 30. Now what you need to do is just to look at the screen carefully. So first I will insert one new card. Click on the card visual. If you don't know where is the card, let me zoom in and show to you guys. So this is the card visual available. So with the help of card, you will get a single value. Now inside this card, you need to simply drag the dates in period inside the value. Once you drag and drop, you will get the dates in period, which is the 7-day duration total sales value. If you want, you can give the formatting also. Let me go to call out. From here, I will select the dates in period, expand the value, and instead of display unit as auto, I will simply take it as none. Now you can see the dates in period value is 9,36,000. If you want to increase the font size, I will take it here 40. Perfect. Now the font size is increased. Now if you want to see the comparison whether this dates in period measure is perfect or not, so what I will do, I will insert one slicer. Okay. Now in the slicer, I will be taking custom dates. Okay. Perfect. Now I will be giving the range. The range I will select from here. I will click on this button. I want September, right? So from here I will select the September month and I will be selecting 24th September 2023. And from here I will be selecting the September month. This is 2024 year, right? So I will be using 2023 year September month, and the last day of September is 30 because we are finding 7-day sale. Now look here, guys. Wow, it's completely amazing, right? Let me show you guys. Now with the help of this, we can easily understand that both the values are same. These are the custom date. I have given the range between 24th September 2023 to 30 September 2023, which is total 7-day duration. Now with the help of this dates in period, I hope you guys understood how we can calculate the total sales value. So this is the total sales value, and if there is 28th also, sorry, here 28th sale also, it will be incremented in this value. So with the help of this card as well as table, we can see the comparison. This is how the dates in period work. Now let me show you guys. If you have two particular time period, let's suppose here we can see the time period. So basically if you want to find the total sales between two specific time period, here you need to take help of dates between DAX function. Let me show you practically. So what I will do, I will simply delete this, delete the card, delete the slicer. Now we need to create one new measure. Right click on the create a measure. The measure name here I will take dates in period. Or what I will do, just to look here, guys. Now instead of creating the new measure, I will simply select the dates in period. I will copy this measure, Control C. Now create a new measure, right? Simply you can paste it in this way. Now you need to make small changes. So this is the dates in period, right? I will give here dates between. Okay. I will give here dates between because we are finding between two particular dates, right? Between. Done. So first you need to give the total sales, which is the expression dates in period. Now instead of dates in period, I will delete this. Here I will be using dates between. So this is the DAX function dates between. Now give the column. The column is custom dates column, right? This is the custom dates column. Now comma. Now give the start date and the end date. The starting date here I will be using 24th September 2023. Alright. Now close the double quotes, comma. Now give the end date. What is the end date? I want 30 September. 30 September. Sorry guys, you need to enter in the double quotes. First let me go to next line. Okay. Inside the double quotes here I will be using 30 September 2023. Close the double quotes, close the bracket. Again one more bracket, click enter. Finally the measure is created, dates between. Okay guys. Now let me show you in the same way. I will insert one table. Perfect. Now take the custom dates in the column. Okay. Now take the dates between. So first you need to take the total sales measure. Sorry. Total sales. Where is the okay? Drag and drop. Right. You will get the table, right? Now we need to filter according to 24 September and 30 September between the dates, right? So here I will be inserting one more new card. Click on new card. Okay. Now just drag the dates between measure inside the value. Simply you need to drag and drop. You will get the value which is same value, right? Now let me show you guys. I will off the title. Go to call out. Expand from here dates between. Select the dates between. Now I will increase the font size of the value 40. Perfect. Now I will click on none. So finally we can see the dates between, which is the total sales is 9,36,621. Now let's see whether this total sales is correct or not. So here I will be inserting one slicer. So with the help of slicer you can filter your table or data. Now here I will be using the custom dates only. Perfect. Now from here you need to select the date. So from here I will select September month. I will be selecting the September month. Okay. And the date is 24th September. Right. Now from here first I will select the 2023. 2023 September month and 30 day. So guys, finally the filter is applied. Now you can see the comparison how actually the dates between DAX function work. Here we can see the same value, right? So basically with the help of dates between, like if you want to calculate total sales between any two specific date period, it is possible with the help of dates between DAX function, which is very important in time intelligence. So friends, in this video we learned the most important time intelligent DAX function in Power BI, which are widely used in real world business report. If you want to learn more Power BI concept, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.